Hello, everyone, and welcome to Newly Forged. My name is Jared, and I'm the humble dungeon master here. And these are three of my glorious misfits who dare to show up to play games with me. Um, Amber, unfortunately, is unable to join us this evening, so they will be Grrrig, the goblin artificer that she plays, will be a little shadowy and indistinct, which makes sense in this current time. And Matt, who plays Spoot, will be along in about 15 or 20 minutes or so, barring train issues. But hey, we're gonna start because we got stuff to do. It's gonna be crazy. So I need, before we go around and introduce ourselves, somebody to roll me that beautiful D100. What you got for me?
A 14 and a 93.
Yeah, which one's the better question?
Which one came in first? The 14? Okay.
Yeah.
14.
This could be an interesting one.
Oh, Lord.
And we'll have to make Matt answer it when he comes, or when he
I need 93.
when Matt shows up at the end, or at the end of the stream after we have Matt, make him answer the question.
I'll try.
There was logic in there somewhere. Just go with it.
Words are hard.
Words are exceptionally hard. Wonderful. So, we will go around, introduce ourselves, introduce your character, who you are, and answer the question: has your character ever been in love?
Okay.
Dwell upon it. I'm intrigued about one of these upcoming answers because it's a new character. So let's dive right up into the corner up here over my shoulder to Mike.
Right here.
Easy question for your old character.
Yeah, right?
My name is Mike. I play Defect, Warforged Barbarian. And to his current knowledge, he would say no, that he has not been in love. But something from his past is there, so it's very possible. The more he learns about the people looking for him, and to learn the history connecting the two, that he's been in love. But that's, down the road, later to find out. So stick with us.
Find out. Moving right underneath me here, we have Sarah.
Hey, that's me. My name is Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. I would say that Olive has people she loves, but that she has never been in love. She has spent most of her life alone in her cave, and that there are people she cares about, but not that extreme.
That's safe. I like it.
Fair enough. And moving right along, down over that way, we have Tanner.
Hi, I'm Tanner.
You
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
buddy?
like allergies. I just put in Visine, so my eyes are like. I've been jinxing it this whole season, and then I was even out in Prospect Park on Sunday, completely fine, no allergy meds, and then Monday, it hit me like a truck.
You challenged the gods, and
I did.
Suffer in hubris now.
And I am. But joke's on them. I'm used to it.
Oh.
I am Tanner. I'm playing Nereus, the Azamar sorcerer. And in love, I don't know. I think Nereus is flirty, but relatively oblivious to people's advances on him as he occupies himself with, making sure everybody's safe and happy, generally.
Very interesting. Very cool. Well, glorious. And I am Jared. I am the Dungeon Master here on Newly Forged. I play everyone who is not the 5-player characters, and everything else that is not the 5-player characters, and every other noun that is not the 5-player characters. We are a 5e Dungeons and Dragons homebrew campaign. set in the world of Nuuli, which is recovering from a 1,000-year-long magical apocalypse. Society is just being rebuilt, and these 5 people are, well, 3 people here right now, are brave enough to adventure there in a world out of my brain. So, congratulations. May you survive the process.
We've lived this long. Well, some of us.
Some
have
of you
lived
have.
this long.
Yeah. R.I.P. Carely.
Yeah. One day I'll get another notch on my belt. Okay. All right. One day soon. Maybe very soon. Who knows?
Oh, Lord.
Wahahaha. Anyway, let's dive right in to last time on Nuuli Forged. Our hero spent the night at the Black Pearl, a fancy upscale inn located in Wynten and operated by a retired pirate captain, Spark Yarrow. She and her crew indoctrinated the group into the local ways, you might say, namely that of bribes and payoffs, giving them quite a bit of information in exchange for a modicum amount of coin. Spoot insisted that the party look up the wizard he had been told about in his dreams, one who could purportedly destroy the phylactery of Ziniondu the Ragefire, which they have in their, or had in their keeping. Upon gaining entry to the 3 spires, they were greeted by a strange floating orb with a massive eyeball and rows of sharp teeth, with 4 stalks coming out of the central orb, each ending in an eye. The creature appeared to be the wizard Merilot's butler, and showed them to its master. Merilot was not one to mince words or waste time, and was about to eject the party until they produced the phylactery. Upon examination, he agreed that he would conduct research, but that he would need 3 days to do so, and it would cost the party 800 gold for the research alone. I've got it. Thanks for the Pikachus in chat. Good to see you.
Yay, Pikachus.
Yeah. Agreeing to the fee, the party paid and left, with Adis learning from Merilot that the floating tattoos on his body were actually spelled out the word protection in a language called deep speech, which...
Adis did?
Nereus. Did I say Adis?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Old habits. Nereus learned that the floating tattoos that cover his body actually spelled out the word protection in a language called deep speech, which was native to a far-off realm. The party then procured a diamond suitable for raised dead. Grrrig found a note secretly slipped into their pocket somehow that no one knows how it got there, and they did not share with the group. The note read, "You better come home, kid." And the party entered the rowdy environ of a dock district pub called the Polished Mug in search of someone named Prank who might have a connection to another of their objectives here in Wynten. So, where we begin, you all enter into the Polished Mug. It is a loud, ruckus area, even this fairly early in the day time period. Perhaps off-duty dock workers, people who work the night shift, are just like having a good time. It is loud, it is rowdy, and it is hopping. There are all sorts of people here. There are humans and half-elves, and you see a couple of gnomes and halflings, tieflings. You see a full couple of tables of like goblins off in one corner. Quite a lot of them with like a couple bugbears. It is just a menagerie of folk in here. And there are tables that are half full, empty. There's most of the booths around the outside are filled up. And there's a definitively nautical theme to the bar. There is a like cargo net slung across the rafter that has a bunch of detritus and debris that presumably have been caught up there from bar fights in the past. Broken bits of chair, mugs, tankards, just that have kind of like got thrown and smashed into the air and never came down again. There is a broken ship's wheel hanging above the bar, and hanging off of the ship wheel is a very well-polished bronze mug, presumably the namesake of the bar. But that's what you see when you enter this group. What would you like to do? Anyone who wants to can make a perception check. You can give me a plan. What do you want to do?
Oh, I don't see shit.
Defect
Defect
just
is
wants
tripping over
to.
his own feet.
Yeah.
Olive rolled a 16 in perception, however, and is just looking around to see who is in the who's hiding in the shadows.
Sure.
Looking for interesting peoples.
Yeah, you pick up quite a few interesting things. The first, of course, being Defect, who keeps looking down at his own self as though he's forgotten that he is now looks like a kind of more muscular, broad version of Adis.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes.
That's right.
And Grrrig, who has pulled up their new robe and kind of hidden themselves in all the cloaks and cowls and whatever, attempting to disguise their features and acting very quiet and kind of sticking like right behind Defect to attempt to avoid notice. You also pick out a couple other interesting features or patrons in this bar. There is a very large human male with kind of a big beard that has a big scar down the left side behind the bar, presumably the bartender, if not the owner. There is a tiefling in the back with a kind of cadre of goblins that they are engaged in conversation with. There is a cloaked individual back in a table by themselves with like a hood drawn, just kind of like watching. It seems like they're watching everyone, but it's hard to tell because you can't really make out anything about them. There is a gnome in like fancy green and purple robes, having drinks with a few other people. And you see off in another corner, kind of not too far from where you are currently as you enter, actually, that there is a human woman with black tattoos on the back of her hand, talking with a human man who has gloves on and like armor, like a professional fighting kind of person.
Did we pick up the hand in the forest, or did we leave it?
I don't think anyone said they kept it.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
think we left.
We left it.
You forgot this. Also, I like how no tavern would. Right? I like how no tavern is complete without the hooded figure in the corner.
One in every
And the
tavern.
tiefling holding court.
I would like to walk up to Zebar.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Excuse me, sir. Is there anybody here by the name of Frank?
Frank, huh? And
Yes.
you see this big guy with the beard and the scar and everything. And as he turns, you hear like a wooden thunk on the ground. And he's like, Frank, huh? Could be. There's a lot of folks come here. Usually folks wanting to avoid attention being drawn to them.
Fair.
Yes. Well, I heard he's a quite skilled adventurer from somebody else, and or at least good at getting things done. And I need some help with something.
All right. Well, could be I might know how to get in touch with him. What do you have to drink?
Do you have any rum?
Course I got rum. That's a good lad. One rum it is. And he like goes under the bar, pulls out this like dark caramel colored liquid in a bottle, and just kind of uncops it, brings a copper mug out, and just kind of pours it, and plunks it down. That'll be 5 silver for the rum.
Since I don't have any change, I will pull out a gold. Now, could you help me out?
Yeah. You sit right there. I'm sure Prank will be along. And he indicates an empty table near that corner of the bar.
I will go sit at said table.
All right, cool. So you hop off and do that. Olive and Defect, have you entered the rest of the way, or are you still like hanging out at the door?
Yeah, Defect will come to his senses, look up, and be like, "Oh, I should follow Nereus." So he'll follow Nereus to the table as well.
Olive will follow Nereus to the bar and order just a mug of ale, and then sit down with him.
All right. He pulls you up a bit of ale. That'll be 3 copper for the ale.
Great. I'll give him a silver piece.
He takes it. All right. I like a lady who knows how things go around here. You let me know if you need anything else, lovey.
Thank you. Take my ale and sit down with Nereus and Defect.
Yeah. Once you all kind of gather here, a few moments later, the kind of like early 20s, late teens serving boy in like little booty shorts comes by, taps Defect on the shoulder. Excuse me. Do you need a drink or anything? Or like you're the guy, you're the construct fighter guy, right? From the pit from like 6 months ago?
Wait, am I not in
You are.
disguise?
You are.
Apparently your disguise sucks.
No.
Okay, apparently
No,
so.
you all look and you see Defect looks like Adis.
I'm gonna try to call his bluff and say like, no, I am clearly a human.
He looks at you confused. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. And he kind of like closes his eyes for a minute and then reopens them. And you notice that his eyes have changed color.
Oh,
Sorry about that. It's an occupational hazard.
What was that with the eyes?
I don't really know any magic spells, but I can. Well, I shouldn't tell you. I just want you to know, like, big fan.
Defect teams up at this. Like, well, I mean, between you and me.
Defect, don't break your cover.
Yeah.
Last thing
I
do.
I used to go to the matches where you at, and I would love seeing you just stand there and get pummeled. It was amazing. You took so much. You took so many beatings. It was kind of hot, actually. Like,
Oh my god.
Defect's like, I mean, it's sort of a compliment. I mean, he loves me. Defect will still be me, but maybe less so, and say, channeling his inner Adis, will ask, do you have any mushroom wine? I think it was.
Liquor. What?
Liquor?
mushroom. What? I don't know. Let me go ask Bim. I'll be right back. And he kind of like walks away.
That can be problematic.
No, it's a fan. It's okay.
yes, but if a random serving boy in this in this tavern can see through your disguise, who else can?
I'll look around. If I look around, is anyone else staring at us, at me?
Make a perception check.
Channel your inner Adis.
You look like him. Channel his abilities.
18.
There you go.
Hey! Yeah. With an 18, you see that like a couple of quick glances have like glanced your way, just kind of like sizing up your party in general.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's like looking specifically at you. The cloaked individual with the hood up, you clock that they are staring at Nereus.
I'll say, well, I don't think I'm drawing any attention. But this guy over here, I think he's on to you, Nereus.
Who's on to me? Sorry, I was like half listening.
Try not to make it obvious. Turn and point to the guy that hooded.
That guy!
The hooded cloak guy in the corner.
Point at people. But the hooded, okay. I mean, he is kind of suspicious sitting in the corner with, that outfit.
I mean, is Nereus still dressed like the serving wench?
I'm not dressed like a serving wench.
Nereus would never.
I am glad that it is the finest silk in Laurenton, thank you.
The serving boy comes back over and he's like, I don't know, we do have this. I hope you like it. It's a mushroom cordial, which I don't really know how they do that, but some bugbears pawned it off on BIM a few years ago and doesn't really sell well. 2 silver for the bottle.
Sounds horrible.
Oh, for the bottle.
Sure. And the effect will actually hand him 1 gold coin instead. Keep the change.
And keep things to yourself, please.
He just like kind of like why he kind of looks in this. Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, I didn't know you were. I have a. It's a genetic thing where I can like see what's real. It helps in this business.
I no, totally understand. It would also help not having a fight in here that can end up with this place burning down.
Well, yeah, and he kind of like comes in low, and there are definitely people here who are looking for you, and not in like a nice way. So,
That's
yeah,
why.
Yeah,
we've seen some of them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to start a fight in here, so
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, are you on the lists again?
Maybe. I'm pondering it. I just came into town. Where would I sign up? Actually, I forgot. I'm sorry, Jared. Is it here that we sign up for the fights, or is it like?
No, this is just a bar.
Okay, all right.
You'd have to go to like the arena itself to do that.
Or
Okay.
I thought, what's his face? One of the tavern, the bartender or something at the Black Pearl, so that he can handle it.
He said he could get you
Tickets.
to the event.
Okay.
Not join the arena bout.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
spectator.
Yeah. He's like the scalper who's got the hookup. He's not like the promoter.
Right. I just didn't know.
Or
if he could
they.
also
Actually, they were a they, not a he.
handle that.
Yeah. Well, Defect will ask, what's her name anyway?
Ryan?
Well, Ryan, between you and me, thinking about making a comeback with entirely different results this time.
Really? Like you'll land a punch?
Oh,
Maybe 2.
Ooh.
That's good to know. If I have the heads up, I can get in on the betting pool. That's great.
Yeah, put all your money
you
on
can.
me.
land a punch. Maybe we should stick to slaying dragons instead.
Slaying dragons? What have you been doing?
Lots of things.
Slaying dragons.
Slaying dragons.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I've heard it all in here before, so no problem. Well, if you need anything else, just flag me down, or that's Meg. But I don't mind helping you guys out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. And he kind of like takes a look at the other two individuals at the table, Spoot and Grrrig, kind of realizing that they're there, and then chats with them real quick about getting them beverages, and away he goes.
Dandy boy.
I like him.
You like him? He's a twit.
I mean, he's a big fan of mine.
Right.
I'm a big fan of yours too, and I don't get that kind of recognition.
Well, you never say anything.
I turned you into a giant ape.
Yeah, but that's
punch
not the same
thing.
as saying that you're a big fan of me.
I complimented your muscles. If you have
It's
muscle,
still not
does
the
that count?
I mean, he currently
Yeah.
does.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
To make this fair, you'll be my number 2. No, number 1 biggest fan, and he'll be number 2.
There you go. I was gonna say.
I'll take that back. No, sorry. I look at Grrrig, realizing Grrrig is right there. I'm sorry. No, you're actually.
Grigg's head
two.
turns up to
Grrrig
look
is
at
number
you.
1.
Oh yeah,
Ryan is
that
number
might
3
cause
now.
that might cause a fight within the party. No, I'm not going to get Grrrig and you.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So a bit of time goes by, and you hear like laughter at various times, and then you hear a chair kind of pull out and then pull up next to you, and you see a little gnome in blue and green and purple robes kind of hop down, sit himself on the chair and be like, "Hi, I hear you're looking for me."
You're. Are we?
I don't know. Maybe not. And a poof of smoke appears, and he disappears. And he's gone.
Way to go, Nereus. I
Well,
think that was Blink.
And here we have a Spoot joining the group as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
I need a better mic, don't I?
Yeah, I
No,
think you
Mike's not
switched to the
terrible.
wrong one. But yeah. So yeah, this gnome appeared and then disappeared when you said that, Nereus.
Would you call me?
Okay, bye.
No, wait, come back. Defect yells out.
There's no response.
Defect stares at Nereus. I really think that was our
listen,
guy.
if this mercenary is that big of a coward, or twit.
Nereus, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Do I now?
Uh-oh.
At disadvantage because you are seated at a chair.
Oh, I thought I hit the button. Hold on. That's even worse. 11.
An 11 is not enough. Suddenly, the legs on the back of your chair like turn to jelly, or vanish, or something, and you go back and go sprawling out on the floor. You don't get hurt, but it's kind of embarrassing. You just go, and you hear a shining laugh, and a gnome appears in front of you. That was a fun one. You're good at this.
Thank you. Can you?
And he
Can I get a hand up? And I'll reach my hand out.
he looks at you. He's like, you realize I'm like half your height, right?
Just to sit up, thank you. It's the least you owe me because you turned my chair to jelly.
You look at the chair, actually, and it's perfectly fine.
Oh. It's the least you can do.
Not really. You asked for me, and then you were really rude about it, so...
How was I rude? How was I supposed to know who you are? I didn't know your identity.
You asking for a lot of people at this bar?
No.
There you go. Now, come on.
That's fair. I'll stand back up.
Yeah.
And sit back down.
Yeah, he pushes the chair in for you, and then sits back in his chair. So, what would a weird group of people like you to a very tattooed human and a few other interesting folks want with me?
Well, we heard through the grapevine. Now I got that song stuck in my head. That there might have been a couple of people trying to steal something from the arena, possibly from someone certain's quarters, and that they were looking to hire you. And they matched the description of somebody, some people I am slightly familiar with.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't?
Nope. And he kind of like, by the way, just for reference, this is an older looking gnome, like full bushy beard, mustache, hair, all stark white, and like deep pools of black for eyes. But yeah, he kind of like brushes his hair and twirls his mustache. Yeah, I don't know anybody like that. I'm just a simple purveyor of gnomish hilarity.
Insight.
Well,
Yeah, you can make
But
an insight
apparently
check.
we were misinformed.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm struggling here. 22.
22 insight. Not only is this gnome lying through his... Well, actually, I'm going to roll a check for him, because he's got some skills.
Well, you've let part of the cat out of the bag.
Not only is this gnome lying through his teeth, you get the sense that he knows exactly who you all are talking about.
Is it too much to ask if Spoot realizes if Nereus is catching on? Is that like a second insight check on Nereus, or should I just like put an elbow in Nereus?
That's up to Nereus.
I'm gonna kind of like.
I mean, I can try to insight check.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
I'm gonna elbow Nereus.
Natural 20?
Glorious.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, you get everything that Spoot gets. You also with a natural 20 insight, you also get the sense that this gnome here knows a lot more about a lot more things than people would suspect, and some of those things might hit pretty close to home for you, strangely enough.
See, you got more than I did. Look at that.
There is something about this gnome that you've never met before, you've never seen before, doesn't look familiar. There's something slightly familiar about him.
Well, I guess if you don't know anything, or at least that's what you're trying to lie to me about, I guess we can go try to find someone else and pay them who might actually be able to give me the answers.
Hold on. You never said anything about paying me.
You didn't ask.
Well,
I asked what.
Yeah, if you have no idea that you about what I'm talking about, why would I bring up any sort of payment?
Normally when you ask for someone because you have a job for them, you ask about, like you say, like, I want to pay you to do a thing. That's kind of how it works. I came over and you started asking me about like other people. You didn't ask me anything about myself or about the work that I do or my rates?
Well, normally when you try to make a first impression, you don't make your potential client fall backwards out of a chair now, do you? So if you want to
Well, that was
start
just
off
clean,
wrong-
harmless fun. That's just a little prank.
Oh yeah, but you're talking about how standard things go. That wasn't standard, so pardon me if I am...
It's pretty standard where I come from.
Oh, where you come from. No, where I come from. Sorry.
Well, I don't know where you come from.
Yeah, unfortunate, isn't it? Now, are you willing to talk about if there is payment involved?
Yeah. What's the job? How much?
Less of a job than more of information.
Oh.
Easier.
Oh. All right. Well, what information do you want? And what are you willing to pay for it?
We can start with the information that you claim that you know nothing about, but clearly are lying that you know nothing about. And we can address how much it's worth from there on.
Well, my time and investment in such activities has already earned me a tidy sum, and is promised to owe me another tidy sum upon completion. So, if you want the information about that, you'll have to match the combined sum, because I don't want to lose out on anything.
What could you be losing out on in the middle of the day if you're here talking to me? You're clearly not working and doing your job.
That's because I already got paid half of a tidy sum.
Right. You already got paid for half of it.
They have me on retainer, let's just say.
Cute. How much did they pay?
Well, all things considered, let's just cut right to the quick. 1,200 gold and you get yourself my entire docket as it relates to this endeavor.
Your entire docket on this endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
He looks around the table. Okay. Hops up out of his chair, pushes it in, and walks back into the crowd to sit at the table he came from. Leaving you all free to discuss whatever.
1,200's a lot.
There is a follow-up plan to this, isn't it? Are you waiting for him to come back with a counter offer?
No.
Or you to give him a counter offer?
I'm thinking, because I don't have money, you guys are the ones with the money.
We all look at Grrrig.
I know, what an episode.
Uh,
Because, yeah, this is difficult because Spoot already thinks that's a lot of money because Spoot doesn't understand how money works for Wynten.
I mean, the thing is, Nereus doesn't know about how much money you have back home.
I'm not sure Spoot does either.
No. No reason for you to, really.
I
Yeah,
know
we're on the same page here.
I know Grrrig has the money in the bag, but Nereus is not going to spend money that's not his without speaking with all of you first.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this case, Spoot is also unaware of what our worth is. I don't know. I don't know what other options we have, says Spoot, but it does sound like a lot of money, especially considering how expensive spell components are getting these days.
We currently have more than enough in the bag, but it's still a lot.
I know, like, trying so hard to play this as Spoot and not as someone who's like, this might be our only chance and we have the money.
Yeah,
right.
But Spoot doesn't know that.
It's up to you.
I mean, I'm sure Grrrig would communicate how much we have.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, which is, we have 120 platinum pieces, which would cover the expenses of the docket. And then we have another
Right.
1,900 gold.
Catch me up on what I missed. This is, we think, the only person that has the information we seek?
Oh, he has more than that on what we seek. I could try to talk him down in price. But again, it's not my money that that Neri's is spending, because he has not that much.
What if we gave him 800 right now? Says Spook. Is that a counteroffer? I don't really know how these things work. How does this work? And he looks at Grrrig and
I'm just throwing numbers out in the air.
800. I don't know. That's what the last thing we spent was.
We can give him 800. He can start talking, and we can, if we like the information or if it leads to something, pay him the rest. You can see if that would have some potential. He might ask for a slightly larger down payment.
Like a tip, right? Is that what a tip is?
No.
No.
Okay. I'm not bargaining. You got this. That's my only suggestion. I have no idea. I don't really have that much money now. I spend it all on spell components.
Right. No, it's fine. Let me...
Anyone have a charm spell prepared?
I'm quite charming. Can I go over? He's at a table, right?
Yeah, he's talking to a few people.
Can I like smack him on the back with some? Oh, well, it needs to be consensual.
Wow, what are you doing there, Spoot?
Whoa!
Wait, I'm reading the spell. It doesn't say it needs to be consensual. I'm gonna slap him on the back, give him guidance.
Okay.
Oh, me. It's like you're slapping the note.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slap the gnome and be like, "Come down on your price." No.
Slapping random bar patrons.
You now have guidance, and you can roll the d4. Right?
Okay.
The target rolls it.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to go over to Prank and I actually have the funds available if you'd like to speak. And then go back and sit down.
He kind of nods, and a few moments later comes back over. All right. So, we good?
So, we don't know the kind of information you have. So, how about to start, we start with 800 to start talking, and then if we like what we're hearing and wish for you to continue, we can do the rest.
Make a persuasion check.
10 seconds.
Where is it? There it is. 23 plus a d4?
Yep.
Plus a d4.
You may not need it, but yeah.
24?
Okay. Yeah, with a 24, he looks at you, kind of sizes you up, runs a hand through his beautiful white locks. You know, I like your style. All right. I can live with that. Pay up.
I'm assuming Grrrig will hand it over.
Yeah, someone track that.
Do we want to take it out of the gold or the platinum pieces?
Platinum, right?
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I'll take out 80. We're doing 800 up front.
Yep.
As you drop platinum pieces onto the table, counting them out for him, his eyes kind of like dart around and kind of like reevaluate, and he shoves it all into his little satchel. Well, that's interesting. All right, so here's the deal, and he kind of like snaps his fingers, and the area around you becomes like dull and dim, and like the noise and volume of the crowd dims, as though you're like there's some kind of barrier against the sound. So, a group of individuals approached me about a week ago. A week ago they approached me, I would say. And they said they needed someone who would be able to get them into a certain location at a certain time of their choosing. Being that I have such capabilities, I was recommended to them and they hired me. So the plan is that I am going to set up a gateway into the middle of the arena the night after the champion either wins or loses his streak here. Because if he wins, it's going to be a big party, and he's known to be quite the celebratant. And he will probably return home very drunk. And they desire something of his. I don't know what it is. I don't care. But they're paying me a lot of gold to make a doorway for them. And that's my job.
Fair enough. Care to describe said individuals?
Well, they are... the two that I spoke to were human. One of them was obviously some kind of magic user. Didn't seem built for the type of physical combat. And the other one was very much built for combat. Had armor on. They had black tabards, darker robes.
Uh-huh. Tattooed hands or no?
Not that I noticed. But the armored guy was wearing, gauntlets, so.
Fair. Okay. I mean...
But might be I could tell you exactly where that gate is going to be.
I'm assuming for a cost.
Well, depends on how much you like my information, doesn't it? As per our outstanding agreement.
It does. It does. How far away again is the, It's in 3 days?
Yeah.
2 days.
Well, it's in 2 days.
Right?
The fight's in 2 days.
Okay.
The phylactery research is taking 3 days.
Okay. That was the 3 days.
Yeah.
How do you all feel?
Oh, wait, 94. Thanks for the bits. We've never had bits before.
What does
Biddle.
that mean?
So, wait, 94. Thank you so much. It means that they have given us 100 bits to hashtag spread good vibes. So, thank you very much,
Okay.
wait, 94. That was very sweet of you.
Hashtag awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
How do you all feel about the information?
Defect will ask, what is it that you're supposed to take from this fighter?
I don't know, and I don't care. That's their job. I am just the doorman.
I think we know what they're taking, Defect.
Yeah.
Oh?
Dignity.
What is that?
His dignity.
I have no idea. It sometimes slips my memory.
Nice. Nice.
Do we care to know where he's getting them in?
If we care so much about where he's getting them in, so much as where they're coming out.
I mean,
You know how a door works, right?
goes both ways. Unless it's a one-way door. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Or a
Would,
vault
but
door.
that's not what I'm being paid for.
No. But it could happen. It'd be a shame, really.
Yeah.
Matt, any opinions on the information? You were silent when I asked.
I don't know.
Do we want to pay for the information further?
I would
The
imagine it
information
would
we have-
be in the
The
fighter's
information we
room.
have is less useful without the rest of it.
I imagine the doorway would be inside the fighter's suite.
He told you where the door was going to open up, but he didn't tell you where the entry into the door was going to be.
We're looking for the
That's
information
what
that we would pay more for is the other end of the door.
He said this to enter the arena, didn't he? Or am I crazy?
Other end.
He said he was being paid to open a door into the center of the arena.
Right.
But
The
not
question
where he
being,
was where he
somewhere.
was opening the door.
That's okay.
I don't
How-
know.
Defect might be a little bit confused
This is tough.
because this
Mm-hmm.
the plan is to open that doorway into the middle of the arena the day after the fight.
No, the night after the fight.
Not after the fight.
The
While
night
the party's
after the
going on.
It is
Sure.
it is public knowledge, and you have been told that everyone is planning a big celebration if and when the champion, this Gronk individual, wins. It's going to be like party in the streets time. Like everyone's going to be having a good time, big party.
Right. He's talking about spiriting someone into the middle of the party when everyone is drunk to grab something and leave again.
But the night, we're saying the night of the fight or the night
The night
After.
after the fight?
After.
So is
The
there a
fight
party
The
happening-
fight happens in 2 days.
Right.
That night, if there's supposed to be a big ass party, and it's probably going to happen either way. Either it's going to be a big party because he wins, or a big party because someone else beat him.
Fair enough.
He's talking about while there's a big distracting party going on and the guy is getting drunk. Whee, here we are. Oh, gotta go, and thought back out.
It's like a heist.
Yes.
This
I-
has
I'm
I'm sorry, I
Ocean's
think it's
11
like the
written
way
all
it was
over
said made me think it was happening the next day. I was like, well, why would they be in the arena?
Nope.
It's
They got their
the
dates
night.
wrong. They're like, dang it. The next fight.
Yeah.
No. While there's a
Right.
big hullabaloo and everyone is drunk and perhaps not paying as close attention to their things as they might be.
Mhm.
How about this? How about I give you 200? We forget we ever spoke. We forget we ever saw you. So that nothing gets suspected if something were to go awry on said assignment.
Yeah, nothing's going to go wrong with me for 200.
All right. I give him another 200.
He puts it away.
I think we were leaving, everybody.
Oh yeah, we have
No
an
more
appointment
No.
to make.
Well, all right. Bye. And he
Bye.
kind of snaps his fingers, and the noise of the tavern kind of picks up in full volume, and he goes back to his table. He is mid-process of seemingly getting a human and a half-elven individual like well acquainted with one another, which seems kind of odd. But
Mhm.
How well acquainted.
make an insight check. What are you inciting?
This. Why does it seem odd?
Yeah, go for it.
20.
With a 20, you're pretty sure that this gnome is playing matchmaker between these two individuals.
Spook keeps that to himself.
Okay.
Spook turns to Nereus. Did we just pay more money, but for no more information? I don't know how these things work. I'm very confused.
Hush money. So that if we were to show up on said assignment, they wouldn't be any more or less prepared.
Minor detail, we don't know where it is.
He said in the center of the arena, let's just hang out at the arena the night of the party.
Do we think we're going to be able to get into the center of the arena at this point?
Or we just have one specific person of our group win the tournament if possible.
Spood like half hears that. Can Spood also like look around to see if we're being watched any further by now?
Absolutely.
Plus,
Make a perception check, Spoot.
Olive,
Yeah.
you forget we can turn into birds and fly into the arena.
I'm gonna get myself
Is the arena open to the sky?
natural 20, 25 total before
I'm
guidance.
assuming if it's an arena.
Yeah, with a natural... Okay, so pause in the conversation
Plus
here.
3.
Because with a natural 20 perception check, Spoot, here's what you notice. There is a cloaked individual who has been eyeing Nereus since you all sat down. And you notice that they are short in stature, like probably short human, halfling, maybe a gnome. But they are a short individual. But you see just the faintest bit of light from like underneath the hood. Like just barely noticeable. Not enough to like illuminate the space, but like just a hint of like they're glowing or there's something is glowing underneath the hood. You also notice that the back by the door there's a table as you look around. At that table there is a human man and a human woman. The human man is in like full armor. The human woman is not. She's in more like casual clothing. She's got a couple of black tattoos on her hands. And the man is watching Prank.
Oh, I want to like write all this down and like tell the part. Oh gosh, it's so difficult. Am I holding any? Did we get drinks? Do we have drinks in our hand?
Yeah. We have
Yes.
You get drinks, yeah.
I spill my drink on Nereus.
There it is.
And in the
Spoot?
And in the confusion, I pull him close and I tell him about who's been watching us. But I say out loud like, "I'm so sorry. I don't usually drink this much."
It's fine. It's
And I like
easily
make
cleaned.
eyes at like,
Are you only pointing out the strange guy at the table, or are you also
I
pointing
start
out the one?
there, and then when you see it, I go, and it's not so subtle.
Right.
I will say with a natural 20, Spoot, you did notice that the human man in the armor was not watching you. He was keeping eyes on Prank specifically.
Right. I might be. I would try to drive that home because I do think that's important. Because I mean, I think we're gonna get outbought. If somebody's watching Prank and sees our deal, but they're worried about Prank, I'm like, we're gonna get outbought. That 200 doesn't mean anything if somebody pays them more.
Fair.
That's a pretty good call, actually. What the effect just said.
Defect.
Well,
Mike would like a performance check from Spoot to see how obvious this is or not. I was inclined to let it ride, but if people want Spoot to make a performance
If
check,
doesn't require it, I will do it simply to see what could have happened.
yeah, we've already established that it has occurred, but let's just do it for
Just out of
funsies.
curiosity.
With a -1 and no guidance because this was all spontaneous. Let's see what happens. And
All right, it would have been hilariously bad, but not as bad as it could have been.
That's fair.
I
You
was at
probably
least a
don't
10
know
in
the
my deliverance.
Spoot, as you have this conversation with Adis, God, I did it again, with Nereus really quickly. God, I'm sorry, it's just stuck in my throat. Spoot, as you have this conversation with Nereus really quickly, you come up and have a look at a table that has about 5 different goblins and a couple of bugbears at it. And they all have begun looking in the direction of Grrrig.
Great.
Awesome. Are these the same
Yeah.
goblins who were paying court to the tiefling earlier, or is this a different group of goblins?
It's a different group of goblins. That group of goblins is still like laughing up with the tiefling.
Okay.
But you do notice that these goblins and bugbears are
close.
kind of looking. And Spoot, you notice when one of them like sneaks away quietly out the door and out of the tavern.
Okay, so God, how does Spoot like?
A lot's happening.
A lot is happening right now. How many sending spells can I make right now? Is it like loud enough in here that I could like reasonably talk to them?
Yeah, it's like it is a loud bar. Even like at this early mid morning, getting to midday part of time, like it's loud and rowdy in here.
Okay, I'm gonna call the Spoot's supposed to be wise. I'm gonna say that in this instance, he recognizes that trying to make it look like he's whispering is going to be more conspicuous than just yelling out things at people. He's going to say to Defect, he's going to point out what just happened with those goblins, and then they were eyeing Grrrig, and they walked outside. Olive.
Yo.
I think we should keep an eye on the hooded figure over in the corner. There was something weird going on there. Nereus. This woman over there watching us, she's got black tattoos, or is that what you said? Her hands were tattooed black?
The woman's back is to you. The man she is with is watching Prank. But the woman does have black tattoos on her back of her hand.
She's got some tattoos, and you know more about tattoos than I do. So
That's quite an assumption.
Spoot just makes a face like, I don't really know what guidance to give you, but you all now have something to look at. Here's guidance, here's guidance, here's guidance. I'm just kidding. I only do it one person. It's concentration.
This could be fun. This could be fun. I'm gonna, after
the party.
Spoot says that, I'm gonna stand up.
Yep.
Hold here a moment. I'm gonna walk over to the hooded figure in the corner.
Okay.
That is
Olive
not the
is
person I
watching
said
us
to
in
watch.
And I'm gonna sit down. You know,
Okay.
last time someone looked at me this much, they at least bought me a drink.
Okay, we'll see how this goes.
The head picks up and you hear a voice that you are familiar with. I'm just glad you're alive. You immediately recognize the voice, Nereus. It's Logan Clearheart.
Oh. Okay.
And he lifts his head, and you see golden hair, cherubic face, shiny white eyes. It's the little halfling who you met last time you were in town.
Right. And that other person's friend. I am alive. A bit's happened since I last saw you, but
Yeah, we got chased.
yeah, more's happened. We killed an undead. I think they called it a Draco Lich.
Okay. Were
it's
were those
fun.
people chasing us because they wanted to feed you to the Dracolich or something?
Oh no, I think they want to use me in some sort of ritual.
Ooh.
Why? Something happened back Laurentin. It's weird. But it's good to see you. Your friend was looking for you. Handsome fella. Shit, what was his name? We met him in the tubs back at the Black Pearl. He talks a lot about wine.
Oh, Peril.
Yeah, he said that he came here to meet you, but you didn't show.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
okay?
Well, we've been pen pals for a couple of months, and he said business was bringing him to town, and I was like, oh, we should catch a green match, or maybe a blue match, but after we got attacked and jumped, I got scared, and so I've been hiding out here ever since. Because I don't normally come here.
Fair. Well, he's looking for you. He seems like a nice guy.
Oh, okay.
Just talks a lot about wine. At least reach out to him, please. He seemed very concerned.
Oh, it's good to know. Yeah. And where is he?
We saw him at the Black Pearl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been there once or twice.
Yeah, if anything, if he's not there currently, maybe the barkeep knows where he is.
Well, possibly.
As usual for cost, but...
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're alive. I was worried. So...
No, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're okay, too. Have you seen any more of those people?
Well, I mean, I didn't get a good look at their faces, but nobody's... I mean, I never went home, so I didn't know if they were after you or me or what, because there was like five of them out of nowhere, and...
As far as I'm aware, they're after me, so you're fine.
Well, why would they be after you? You said something about a ritual?
That's what I'm thinking.
But why would they need you for a ritual?
I don't know. I hope I don't have to find out.
Do you know anything about them?
They're a cult called the Anti-Gods.
Anti-Gods?
Yeah.
Well... What? Huh. That's weird. There's been a couple of people kind of talking about that kind of stuff around the main markets the past week or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's Wynten. People talk about things all the time. There's salespeople and hucksters all over the place around here. But there have been a couple people trying to get the crowd energized in this whole idea of denouncing the gods.
Interesting.
I mean, well, some of them are making fairly valid points.
Oh no, that's fair. They can make valid points that don't involve me.
Well, sure, but like none of them have been espousing violence in any kind of way, unless you count just stopping worshiping various gods and focusing on helping each other to be violence in some way.
Not at all. I consider possibly chasing me through the streets trying to hurt me violent, but
well, sure.
Regardless, I appreciate the information. I'll keep an eye out because I would rather not have that happen again. But you stay safe. Please contact that boring wine guy.
Yeah, I'll go look him up.
I appreciate it. It's good to see you, Logan.
You too, Nereus.
I'll go back to the table. So that was Logan. Remember the guy that the wine person was talking about in the pool? Yeah, it turns out I know him.
Well, Matt, I think we've lost you.
He's the one that... No, Volume lost him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matt, we lost your mic.
Oh.
That's a mood. He got chased with me from the cult people last time, but they chose to chase me instead of him. he's been kind of hiding out because he's freaked out. But I told him to go talk to Logan. He also told me that there's a lot of cults trying to get people to denounce the gods more in the main market area. So it should be fun.
Check, check.
There you are.
Hey, we can hear you.
Now you can hear me.
I'm so confused.
Welcome to technology.
Always.
Spoot will say something about. Does he know that he's being looked for? His friend is searching for him.
I told him, yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. No, I handle it. Did you hear everything I said or no?
I have no idea. I was trying to find that out earlier, and I think that's when I lost connection.
Okay. It turns out I know him. He's the one that got chased by the cult with me. I told him that his friend is looking for him. They're trying to, the cult members are in the main market sometimes trying to energize people to denounce the gods.
Gotcha. Could we hear anything that was happening at that conversation? I'm guessing no, because you were too far away.
Yeah, it was on the other side of the room.
Yeah. They're trying to get people to denounce the gods. Like, what are they hoping to accomplish?
Maybe some people feel the gods failed them during the storms.
Sure.
Things
But,
did
like,
fall apart.
But, like, I can understand people trying to convince other people to come and, like, worship their god with them, but, like, what does one gain by getting people to denounce gods?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to find out.
Fair.
But I'm assuming the gods might lose power in some way, shape, or form if people stop worshipping them.
That's a good theory.
Because as Spook gains power from his god, it might also work in reverse in some fraction.
That makes some sense.
Thought, and a little terrifying. Not all gods are good either, presumably.
No, they're not.
Perhaps denouncing the gods is simply denouncing those that we hold as good gods, and there's something greater at work, even.
Maybe. I mean, if you denounce one god, you should. I mean, you can denounce one or the other, but if they're talking about denouncing all of them.
Right, that's sort of what I meant by that's weird, because, if you were advocating for one god over the others, then that's a motive.
That's normal, yeah.
There's a motive to that, but, don't worship anyone?
Yeah.
Like, what's the motive there?
Yeah, I guess I find that hard to imagine someone being able to denounce all gods. I feel like there is plenty of evidence that they are real.
There is. I mean, I don't necessarily worship one or the other, but there's enough proof of people gaining abilities through worship. But I would like to finish my glass, and then Spook, can I borrow a piece of paper and your quill?
Of course, and Spoot will rummage around for said quested items.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write down a message in the on the paper, and just kind of hold it in my hand, and then go. Are you guys ready to go? I think we've gotten everything we can here.
Should we further inspect the black-handed tattooed?
I want to pass a note off to Prankfist just to make sure he's aware. And then I was gonna make a joke on the way out to them.
I'm ready to go. I'm
Maybe.
so sorry again
Hey,
about
well.
spilling my drink. I am they use turtle hands.
Oh,
or
right.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
I expected that was coming.
Now I smell nice again. I'll go over to Prank on our way out. It was in like kind of reach out my hand, the hand with the note in it, and the note's just gonna say like, "Human man by the door, watching you," and then I'm just gonna shake his hand, but kind of pass the note off to him.
Okay. He takes it, kind of quizzically looks at you. Doesn't read it right away, but just kind of like nods in acknowledgement that he got it.
And then as we're approaching the door, I'm just gonna kind of lean over towards the.
Actually, before this happens, when you shake his hand,
Uh-huh.
your back twinges a little bit. Like where your tattoo is. Your back just like twinges.
Okay.
That's all.
Interesting. Okay. Gonna.
We don't see anything, I guess.
I mean,
It's not visual. It's just he feels it.
Poker face.
Poker, you brought it.
Interesting.
I just met her.
I was gonna say something. I thought, no, I'll be an adult tonight.
It's D&D. There are no adults here. So, what is your plan as you exunt?
When I walk past the table with the people with the black hands, I'm just gonna kind of lean over a little bit. I think one of your compatriots lost their hand in the Embering Elms. Forgot to pick it up and bring it back. But I like the bow that you guys acquired, and just keep walking.
They look at you as you walk out, and they look at each member of your party as you walk out.
Oops.
And you have exited. You are on the streets of Wynten by the docks. You can hear dock workers a few 100 feet away doing their thing. There's people milling about. You hear vomiting off on one side. Somebody ate or drank something wrong.
Did Spoot see their reactions when I said that?
Yeah, his passive perception is more than a 10.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. That means it was obvi. Spoot ducks his head in his shell as if that would do anything.
No sweat on their brow, no.
They did not seem... They seemed surprised that someone would say something like that to them.
Mm-hmm.
But just like kind of like anytime some rando just leans into you and says something real quick that you kind of relate to, that's kind of the reaction that you gauged. Per your own words, you then left, so you don't know what's going on in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did we create a did we do what's known as a faux pas? Is that what that is?
I don't think so.
Maybe you should have waited.
I was
Maybe you should have
poking a
waited
bear.
to clear the liquor smell off of you till after you did that.
No, I smell great. I prestidigitationed myself.
I know. So I'm saying is that it may have been more effective had you smelled like you had just been bathing in a tankard.
I don't think so, because then I'm sober, and I'm saying crazy stuff. Also, I was just more of poking a possible bear, so we'll see what happens.
Yep, I would say so. As we get close to the door, though, Spoot's gonna start nudging Defect, be like, I think we should look alive. This is where the goblin exited.
I'll be extra vigilant with my surroundings.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check as you exit.
Guidance.
You casting guidance on me too?
Yes.
Alright.
Non-consensual.
Perception, 18. With another 4,
Ooh.
22.
Looking around,
Laser eye focus.
Yeah, looking around, you see all sorts of people walking around, going about their business. You don't notice anyone paying particular attention to you at this moment, though.
Okay.
You don't see anybody like hunkered down, getting ready to like follow you in the alleys. It seems pretty clear of folks at the moment.
Okay.
Beyond like
do,
general crowd milling.
I realize this is a risk. It will probably look extra sus, but can I do one final like look back in the room at that group that the goblin left as I'm exiting? Like as Defect's watching the door, I can be looking at our backs.
Well, you've already left, so you can
No.
you can do this as you can do a history. I'll let you do a history check on it.
I'll take it. 19.
The goblins and bugbears were still at the table when you left. They watched you leave, and there was one fewer than there had been when you first noticed the group, which would track because you saw one sneak out of the bar.
Okay. Spoot's just gonna try to be extra vigilant also. Maybe by now he said something to everyone in the party? Or did I just tell Defect? No, I forgot.
I think you said something in the bar, no?
Yeah, I probably started yelling things when I realized the bar was so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have all exited onto the street. What would you like to do?
What time of day is it? Is it still like midday?
Yeah, it's definitely midday after all of this has gone down.
Because I think we did the shopping technically like in the morning.
Yeah, and then you got here like around midday.
Okay.
So it's probably been a couple hours in the bar.
So it's mid-afternoon.
Sure. Early.
Do you
to
guys have
mid-afternoon.
anything else you want to do? Or, I mean, I think we have some stuff that we could sell. I think that's.
Well, I think I should sign up for this fight.
Did we lose audio again?
No.
No.
No, I was waiting for Defect to like continue this statement.
I was like,
no. Defect just kind of stops there and says, "I think I should sign up for this fight."
Do you think it's safe to show your face? Because you're gonna have to show somebody. You can't show up like this and then show up to the fight. Feel like somebody's gonna see it. That bar, the tavern wench, the dandy boy saw right through it. Somebody else could possibly see right through
His
it.
name is Ryan.
Dandy boy.
And he's a very big fan of mine.
And he's a bar wench.
Well,
You're
right. I can't show my face, but
If you sign up as the Defect, somebody might see it. But if you show up to the fight, I don't think you can keep this look up.
well, but I think they will want Defect. I'm sorry, I'm talking as a third person. They would want me to fight. I mean, think about the draw of the crowd if they know that I came back to challenge Gronk.
Yes, but isn't there
There's
also
big money for people.
Isn't there also a very high bounty on your head for, someone turning you in?
Yeah,
Maybe.
but the way I'm thinking it is, once I win the fight, they'll forget the bounty.
Or they
Everyone wins.
They can take the bounty out of the pot. If you do well.
Is that true?
Or you're telling them
Defect is just
exactly
being
where to.
optimistic.
Or you're telling them
check.
exactly where to find you.
Please, this is
City
a pirate.
ordnance check.
This is a city. No, this is a pirate city or just a city of thieves. Anything's possible. Do you
Well, what
really
about
think
this?
they're not gonna embezzle the pot? Come on.
What about this? I have a plan, and Defect kind of reflects on like how this works.
What if you have a plan?
What if you and I go in pretending to represent Defect to sign him up and see what kind of, what kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Defect doesn't know. He just stalls.
No, I understand where you're going with this. I mean, you've already been spotted in town. That's already known. Yeah, I think I can work something up.
Let's do that then.
Sure. Do you know which way we should go? I mean, you used to live here.
I know, right, Jared?
Yeah, it is very easy to tell where the arena is. It's one of the taller buildings in town. And it's easy enough to find your way there.
Like an open air arena, or is it like an enclosed fighting pit?
So as you approach, it is called the fighting pit, but it is an arena. As you approach, you see that it is an ancient structure that has been repaired and refitted and repurposed into this. Whether it was a fighting arena or an amphitheater or whatever it was before, it is now like a central hub. And all around it, there are market stalls and people bidding on things and people proselytizing and people prostituting themselves. There's all kinds of culture going on here. Like, it is a busy central area, and it's just a thriving buzz of humanoid humanity, but there's more than humans here.
Just for like the mental image, is it like Roman Colosseum-esque?
Very much so, yeah.
Okay.
Like, it is more ovular than it is round, though. So like it's a little more stretched out, like a football arena, maybe.
Right.
Instead of like a perfect Colosseum circle.
But just like tall walls open over the top, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see if there's a roof, but it doesn't feel like there's one.
Okay.
But Defect must know if there's a roof, right? You've been there before.
Yeah, Defect would know there is no roof. Okay. There are a few other like flat-topped buildings around it that are kind of like higher up that have like balconies that people probably like built to like watch fights for free or something. But
sure,
whatever. Skirt the rules when you can.
Is it like a place we can wander into and look around, or is it like a controlled entry thing?
So, as you go around, there are armed guards at various entry points. There's a main entry point, and then as you kind of like skirt the entire building, there's at least 4 other entrances and exits that are a little smaller, that have guards. And then there is one singular doorway, which seems to be like maybe staff or fighter entrance or something like that has 2 guards at it. So there's at least 2 guards at all these side entrances, and there's 6 guards at the main entrance.
Gotcha.
And you notice that there is one like tall, massively muscled orc who's wearing armor that seems to be made from like various bones, powerful build individual, multiple tattoos of all kinds on his body. There seems to be something about him that is like instantly alluring at the same time imposing. And he just seems like anytime he like glances at someone in the crowd, he's reading them up. Like he's like sizing them up and like figuring them out. And he is kind of walking in and out from a balcony up above the main entrance. So he like appears for a little bit, does like a scan, and then goes back inside. Defect, you would actually recognize this individual as Grrrig Boneback. And you know that he is the pit master of the arena.
Uh-huh.
But Defect's
Do I
the only
know
one who
if-
know that.
Do I know that he's the one I had to talk to about signing up for a fight? Or
So he's the one who runs the arena and enforces the rules. He does
Okay.
not set the matches.
okay.
That is up to the various promoters, and then he provides, like, he owns the building essentially, but the
Mhm.
programming is left to other people.
I see. Okay.
And would it be his rules that Defect broke the last time that they're hunting him for?
Well, yes and no, because you're asking two different questions there.
Okay.
Without revealing too much, the events that Defect and Grrrig participated in broke certain rules, but you don't know who actually set the bounty on Defect and Grrrig.
Gotcha.
And that bounty information is not public knowledge.
Gotcha.
That was given to them in confidence by Pastel
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
in exchange for money.
Right.
Mhm.
What happened to trading chickens? This town is expensive.
Right?
Defect, who do I need to talk to? Last time I approached a guard to ask directions, they looked at me like fresh meat.
Do I see anyone that looks like someone who would promote matches?
Make a perception check.
Perception. Oh no, I don't.
Oh,
No, I don't. I'm looking at my feet again.
What'd you roll?
A
I rolled a
natural
one.
one.
natural one.
Yeah.
Natural one. Yeah. You definitely see the person to talk to.
Oh no, do I?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It is
No,
it is a young woman. She's sitting at a table by the front door of the arena. She appears to be half orc in heritage, and she has a sash that indicates her as an arena or like some part of a arena promotions team.
Yeah, this feels wrong, but Defect will
The natural one. This is so bad.
Yeah, Defect will point at her and be like, pretty sure it's that one you gotta talk to.
Okay. I'm trusting you on this. Don't let me down, Defect.
Don't say that. Don't say that after I rolled a 1.
I know that. I said that because you rolled a 1.
Also, stop calling him Defect in public.
Oh, Adis.
The Adis.
Right. Not Adis. It's like not Carolee, there's no
Yeah,
not
Now we
Adis.
have not Adis.
Alright. Well, I guess you and Spook waiting here and we'll be right back? Is that the plan? Is it just gonna be you and me, not Adis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go in.
Olive, can you keep an ear out for those people trying to denounce the gods? I feel like you and Spook might be good at that. You're a bit more perceptive than I am.
Sure.
Cool.
I think we're also going to keep Grrrig between us.
That's fair too. You might want to keep tabs on Grrrig.
Yeah. So as you
Spook's thick thighs at all.
yeah. As you split apart, and the two groups kind of merge in their various directions, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. So we will be back in 5 minutes. We're going to do a little short rest here.
Great.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you, I've got it in chat. Thank you, Wait94, for the bits. It was our first bit experience, so very much appreciated. Thank you. And we'll be back in 5 minutes, everyone. See you then. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us. A fun little thing. It's new to the stream as of today. If you are inclined, we now have created a donate button. So you can donate to the stream if anyone's ever inclined to do so. You don't have to, but if anybody ever wants to, you can. And any bit of money will go into things like character art, upgrading equipment for stream, all these kinds of things, professional graphic layouts, all these things that would be really cool to spend money on. But no one has to do that. But if anybody wants to, it's there, it's available. So, getting back into it, you have come to the busy central market area that has grown up around the arena called the Fighting Pit in the years since Merilot's Towers appeared out in the center of the old marketplace. Seems people didn't want to be around the weird, creepy, annoying wizard tower for whatever reason.
Seemed like fun when we were there.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah. Didn't seem abrasive at all. Seems like a great neighbor. So here you are. Spoot, Grrrig, and Olive have elected to kind of keep an eye out on the crowd, maybe see if they overhear something fun and interesting. Defect, or not Adis, as I guess you're going by at the moment, and Nereus have elected to head towards a half-orc woman who has a sash which Defect is sure denotes her as a promoter involved with the arena and bouts and matches.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking for someone, on a soapbox, basically.
Yeah. So Defect and Nereus, you approach the half-orc woman. She's kind of leaning back in her chair, kind of not quite feet up, but looking like she's thinking about it. What do you do when you approach?
Hi, I would like to speak to somebody about signing somebody up for a match.
What kind of match?
He seemed to be really interested in the matches against a champion. What category was that? Blue?
Yeah, there's no matches against the champion until after the big fight coming up.
Right, no, I mean the category.
Oh, Grunk? Yeah, he usually does blue matches.
Yeah, I would like to sign my client up for the blue matches.
Right. And who are you? And who's the promoters? And we're going to need an affidavit of free will. And we're going to need... Well, so are you signing up to be part of our team or what?
I have somebody who I think, well, first off, I'm Nereus.
Okay.
I am here on behalf of somebody who I'm pretty sure the arena's already acquainted with.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you've heard of Defect.
She spits at you and she says, "Tell that fucker not to ever come back here again."
Oh, what happened? You don't want to see, how much better he's gotten.
He's not worth it. He cost my bosses so much money. Fuck him.
What if he's interested in just competing and less interested in any sort of money gains that could come from it?
That thing couldn't win when it was here the last time. Why would we care what it does next? No, we're not interested. We don't want it.
I think you should be interested. He's done a great deal that I've seen with my own eyes, including adventuring into the Embering Elms with me.
Yeah, and my great
grandpappy
grandpappy fought a shard god. It's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. We don't want him.
I think you should take him.
We're not gonna take him.
Why not?
Let's see. When he and that little goblin freak of his, or when it and that goblin freak broke out of the arena, my bosses were liable for all the damage. And guess whose paycheck that came out of?
I'm so sorry for you that somebody wanted to leave. However...
It's not... No. That thing could have left at any time. It did it in the middle of a match, destroyed half the doors on the way out. The whole point of this arena is you can't fight slaves in the arena. Nobody fights slaves in the arena. It all has to be free will. The closest thing we have to it is the occasional red match when a convicted criminal wants to fight for their life. Like, that's about it.
Right. How about if, again, he doesn't seek monetary gain. What if you were to gain from it as well?
I don't understand what you're saying.
How much can I pay to get you to let us in the match? I think it could be a great benefit to the arena because, as far as I'm aware, there's a lot of people who would like to see him fight again. They think he's going to get beaten into a pulp again. Much to what I've seen, that wouldn't happen. And if the bets were to tip in a good direction, there could be a lot to gain.
Make a persuasion check.
There we go. That's what I was trying to get for.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20 for a 29.
Oh, shit.
My man.
Okay. We're going to come back to that. Meanwhile...
Weren't expecting
We're
that?
gonna take a short break.
Good to know. Meanwhile, Olive and Spoot, go ahead, make some perception checks as you scan the crowd, searching for a variety of things up in this.
You heard what I said when you left, right, Matt? Like, listen for possible people trying to denounce the gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
looking for people with...
Yeah, that's this area.
I'm gonna give myself guidance because my god would want me to look for that.
Because my God wants me to see things.
He wants me to know who's up needs to be preached to.
All right. So what did you all get?
14.
22.
Cool. Spoot, almost right away, you see like a crowd gathering about 75 feet away on one side. And something about it just kind of pulls to you. Like you get a sense of like, that's the direction you should go. And
I'm going to go that way.
yeah. And as you approach, you hear a voice kind of speaking to like a crowd that has gathered mainly to see what's going on, as opposed to caring about what the fuck this guy's saying, right?
Sure.
And you kind of come up in mid-sentence. We don't believe that the gods don't exist. We acknowledge that they do. The evidence is there. What we're saying is that the gods abandoned Nuuli long ago. They forged our world, then they gave us magic, but then they destroyed the Arcanum Progeneris, which gave us that magic, and then thousands of years of wars and battles, all because the gods got angry and butthurt over something. And then they got angrier still and didn't even show up during the breaking. 1,000 years of arcane storms, and the gods did nothing to stop it. They created us and left their playthings to rot. The gods don't care about us. We shouldn't care about them. When was the last time a god stepped in to stop your nets from breaking, or stop your fields from being blighted by some locusts? I don't know of any. And you hear a couple people, oh yeah, kind of got a point. And then there's a couple people who just shout, nah, all praise to the Dawn Father, all praise to the, various other gods get shouted out here and there amongst the crowd.
Yeah, Farlane, he's cool.
The horizon. People turn like, who the fuck is that?
He's cool, I promise.
Everybody gets a sending spell in their head.
If the gods need us to exist, we don't need them. If we stop believing in them, if we stop giving them our devotion, our faith, they will have nothing and be nothing. They will cease to exist, and they will know what we have felt. We don't need the gods. We just need each other. If we work together, and it's a lot of this kind of rhetoric, for lack of a better term, but you've definitely found the guy talking to this crowd and kind of hyping it up to a very degree, like it is arguable as to whether or not he's convincing or not.
Olive wants to look around and see what someone is using this as a distraction for. Like she's looking for someone who is like working the crowd, pickpocketing, or like what is going on while everyone's paying attention to this guy.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh, Olive doesn't see shit.
Olive's starting to think he's making some sense.
With a natural 1, Olive, you are looking around, not seeing anything. People are just kind of like paying attention and kind of like talking themselves amongst the crowd, being like, oh yeah. Spoot, with a natural 20, not only did it bring you here and kind of get you into all this, you see that there are a couple of individuals kind of off to the side, well-armored individuals, in good-looking armor and like nice attire. They seem to be, one appears to be a human female. She appears to have black hair that is just like a big long braid and kind of dull white orbs for eyes. No pupils, no iris, just white. And
be a theme.
And she's got a scar along her face that looks like molten gold. Which looks weird. You're not sure if it's a tattoo or if it's an art thing or if it's actually like they filled in a scar with gold somehow for some reason, which would have been really painful. But it stands out to you.
Grill.
Yeah, and you can see she's got a big maul like over her shoulder, like, and she's just hanging out there, standing with it. The other individual kind of off on the other side, you see a dark-skinned, half-elven masculine form. Beard, like cropped, kind of short beard. Dark hair. You don't know if it's a scar or like a stylish cut on like either side of his, the sides of his head. But his dark hair kind of like goes up into like a golden frost in a way, like very like 90s almost. And again, kind of dull yellow eyes, as opposed to like white orbs or regular eyes. But he's standing on the other side, and he's got a bow on his back and is holding a pole arm of some kind. And they just appear to be standing there.
Did they appear to be much more heavily armed than anyone else in the crowd?
In general, in Wynten, people go around with daggers or swords or whatever. Like, there's no rules against being armed in Wynten. Like, in fact, It's encouraged to be so. in a lot of
Right,
ways.
but are people carrying around like small arms, or are they walking around with pole arms?
Yes.
There's a big difference between someone walking around with like a.
There are people who are walking around with axes on their back. There are people walking around with bows. There are people walking around with swords, spears, polearm. Like it's all good here.
Spoot is wondering. The eyes have seen. I mean, that catches his attention, and this is not the first time that someone's had spooky-looking eyes. Does that mean anything to him? Does he?
Make either a religion or a nature check.
Religion or nature? I feel like I've been here before and I failed my last check. I'm gonna try nature.
Okay.
With a use of my special ability.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm gonna roll nature first. 27.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna do it anyway because I already said I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna use the know the truth.
All right. So that brings it up
Is
to
adding
a
my-
31.
Correct. That is adding a plus 5.
Well,
Oh,
it
plus
says it's
5.
a
So
plus-
a
It
32.
says it's a +9 already.
Yeah.
It is because it's intelligence based, so I get to add my wisdom modifier to any intelligence based
Yeah.
skill, and it's a +9 because it's I'm proficient.
Yeah.
So I
Right,
just
okay.
went whole hog. I just went whole hog.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Spoot has gained a special boon for being faithful to his deity.
Ah,
Hey,
seems like it might be useful at this point.
roleplay helps. What you realize in this moment, Spoot, a couple things kind of click in together. You've met and talked with Nereus about his being, and you realize and come up with like people who are influenced or descended from gods might have a variety of otherworldly aspects to them. A very intense beauty, glowing eyes, odd colored hair. It's rare, and to see these two individuals kind of standing here who obviously have this kind of celestial heritage is a little odd because they're kind of denouncing celestial nature. But you're pretty sure that they are in some capacity not unlike Nereus.
Matt's got a bad idea.
And as you are going through all this and thinking through all this, the guy kind of up on the box is like, "We are very blessed today because the individual who has opened our eyes has come to Wynten to share the truth of life and reality with all of you. Please welcome True." And you see an individual step out from the crowd or the alley who you didn't notice before. Just a simple, like, gray robes, gray mantle, gray hood up, steps up kind of, and like he's got like gloves on, boots, like you can't see anything of this individual. He shakes the guy's hands and then kind of steps up and turns around, and you see an individual who does not have a face. He's got a mask on. It appears to be a masculine form, but it's a featureless kind of gray, not completely featureless. There's eye holes and a couple of slits, and it's just a gray metal mask, except the eyes are glowing like red. And he just looks out at the crowd and he's like, "Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being willing and able to listen to our side of the truth. As you can see, we are blessed by two who have descended from the gods themselves. And they have come to the realization that these gods, these other planar entities, have used and manipulated our world since the beginning and have cast us aside without care. If these two have accepted this truth, how can you deny it? Who amongst you has ever felt a God's hand on your shoulder? Who amongst you has felt a God's voice lift you up in your moment of despair? We are taught that they do. We are taught that they listen. We are taught that they care. But none of us have actually felt that hand. How many of us, how many of you have suffered through poverty, through crime, through abuse after abuse, and no God in sight has come? Are you raising your hand, Spoot?
I'm not, as a player, prepared for what's about to happen. But Spoot finds himself raising his hand.
You there, Turtle. Come.
Help! I'm trapped in a character I don't know how to play.
Olive looks slightly alarmed.
I think Spoot looks like, oh shit, I was raising my hand. God damn it, I did it again.
He's called you up to the front.
I have, says Spoot.
Come, tell us, what has your God done for you?
It may not seem like much, but he has offered me guidance through these uncertain times on many occasions. And
he has given you answers?
At times,
he has told you how to avoid danger and how to make your life better?
I'm not so sure that is always the purpose of the gods. And it depends on what
you do not believe that the gods are to make life better? Yet you proclaim that they have worked for you, that you have felt the hand of a god. What is the point of a god if it's not going to make life better for those it has created?
I think that it is, and I think that the gods also rely on those that follow them to help make things better.
You are correct, Mr. Turtle. The gods do rely on us, for it is the faith and devotion of our species, of our world, that power the gods. Without us and our devotion, they are nothing. They take all the power for themselves and use it for who knows what, but they don't help us. The gods could appear and eradicate war. They could make life peaceful. Plants, crops, animals, fish could grow and no child would go hungry. But the gods do not do this, because they do not care. Gods created this world. We do not deny this. But where are they now? Off in some other unworldly plane, ignoring us. Letting us suffer. The gods don't care. All they want is our devotion so that they can continue their rivalries, so that they can continue their own battles on other planes of existence, other worlds even. The gods don't want us to have our own power. And this is what I offer to everyone here. By working together, by uniting as one world, we can ensure peace and prosperity to all our descendants for all time. And the crowd claps.
Might need a little help on this one. I don't know if I can roll a religion check or something.
Well, we're going to come back to you, Spoot.
Okay.
I'll give you a moment to collect yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will be enough.
Yeah, we're going to come back to you. Meanwhile, not Adis and Nereus, You have suggested something and made a very persuasive argument to a half-orc woman about getting Defect on the list for a blue match. Are you saying that you can guarantee that thing is going to win a match?
Yes.
All right. So here's the deal. And she kind of conspiratorially leans in close to you. Officially, all the matches are closed. They're all booked. But I might be able to persuade one of our pen's other fighters that's due in a blue match to have some stomach problems.
Mm-hmm.
But I need a bit of a guarantee about this.
What kind of guarantee?
Kind of guarantee that if it all goes south, I don't end up a pauperless fool. Penniless fool of a pauper. You know what I mean.
Yes. Just get to how much?
400 gold.
Sorry, hold on, Tanner's thinking.
I remind you that, like, you can attempt haggling. Like,
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to think how to go about haggling. I mean, I can guarantee you're not gonna end up a penniless pauper, and I'm not the one. I don't have the funds currently on me. But I can probably do. You know, how about
Or gold.
right? That's close to all I have. How about this? I can guarantee he's going to win a match with what I've seen. And I'm being quite honest when I say this. With the things that we have killed, there's a great chance he could win at least a couple of matches. So how about I can get you 100 gold, and that I could very shortly because I don't have my coin purse on me, and then I can get you 100 gold. After you successfully enter us into the matches, I can get you some more, and then if things go south, I can ensure you have more. If not, a possible share in the pot.
make a persuasion check.
$26.
All right, you come back here with 100 gold, and I will replace a certain fighter who will have some stomach problems in 2 days. It'll be the 4th match, 1st round, but you need to have some other promoter identity here, because it can't be my people, because, well, it just can't be.
What kind of promoter identity? You can't just say on behalf of Nereus?
Oh, sure, I can do that.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, I can figure this out for you.
Okay. I'll be back shortly. I just have to find a couple of my compatriots because
Yeah.
So I will I'll be back shortly. I appreciate this. You're not going to be disappointed.
Better not be.
Oh, you won't.
All
Well,
right.
not Adis.
Right.
Yeah, not easy. It's been standing there the whole time, just nods at her, and follows Nereus out.
Yeah, she
I'm
kind of
small,
watches
I
you
need
go.
muscle.
You turn off and head out to look for your friends in the crowd. Meanwhile, we'll head back to Spoot and Olive and Grrrig. So Spoot, this guy has got the crowd clapping and seemingly, for the most part, agreeing with him. Like, it seems like he's very charismatic, very charming, very persuasive in everything he says. And you can tell without having to make an insight check with your passive insight that whoever this guy is, this true, he is devoutly a believer in what he's selling. Like, he's not doing a snake oil pitch here. Like, he's a believer. Like, he believes this.
I choose my words carefully. Is there something I can do to help give me some just better words to say as someone who is a believer? I don't know. I'm like searching for a way to like make my character say the things that I don't quite know how to say.
I mean, that's up to you. I can't tell you how to roleplay your spook.
I know. I'm like, is there like a religion check I can roll to be like, Spook knows that?
I mean, you could make a religion check, but what kind of information would you want from it?
No idea. The information on how to get out of the situation I put myself in.
I mean, I feel like you would know that gods don't always work in small ways. They can work in small ways and big ways, and not always the most obvious way.
That is true. The old cliche thing about gods. I mean, okay. So this is a moment to speak. I'm guessing the moment the man has paused.
Yeah, he has spoken to the crowd. The crowd has cheered, and the masked face turns back to you. I understand that you are not ready to accept the truth, and I am not here to force it upon you. I am here to share it. When you are ready, when you realize that your God only wants from you for itself and not out of any true care, you will realize it as well.
Spoot will reply and say, I realize that you believe what you are saying. And I know that there are probably some among us that feel the same, that they have been neglected or forsaken in some way by the gods. And that is understandable. I cannot, of course, speak for all gods, but from my experience, I can say that sometimes there are much greater and larger things at play that is difficult for us to understand in the short term, and we may not understand the choices that they make. I have never been given any reason to believe that my God is working in any other manner but for me, and has offered me guidance and counsel when I seek it. It may not always be a crystal clear answer, but it is definitely hopeful and gives me strength to trudge forward in these uncertain times. I think that the time of the breaking is something that we are all struggling to understand. Perhaps that even includes the gods.
The crowd murmurs, like, as you say this, and people are like, maybe, yeah. And the mask looks at you. So you admit that the gods feel we are not smart enough, worthy enough to know the truth, to know their plans.
I do not admit that, but I do admit
you
that
just said that they work in
know...
ways that we cannot understand. Why?
We don't
because they
understand.
tell us that?
And did you stop talking? Okay, good. Spoot will calmly to pause and take a moment to say, like, I'm conjuring up images of political debates here.
Sure.
I don't want my words to be twisted. I am not saying that we are incapable per se, like we are inferior or not smart, but that there are divine plans that are larger than what we and timelines that are larger than we are capable usually of comprehending with our lives. And I'm simply saying that I don't have all the answers necessarily, but I certainly have not lost faith in trying to seek them from my God, and I have had no reason to lose faith. I realize that some may have. I think questioning your faith is certainly normal. I don't condemn anyone who has had those moments of doubt. But I don't think that despite all that has happened, there has been enough reason to abandon the gods. I need a lot more to drink if we're going to keep talking about this.
The crowd, like, some people in the crowd start being like, yeah. And, like, it's convincing to a lot of the people here.
Here's my call. You would like to come to our weekly meetings.
The mask looks at you, and you hear a slight chuckle. It's like, nothing in the world would make me feel better than to believe the gods cared about us. Nothing. But I have seen the breadth of this world suffering for a very long time. And I have seen those who proclaim themselves clerics take advantage of those who they are supposed to help and protect. I have seen sham artists manipulate others out of gold in the promise of protection from a god. Do I believe that there is much the gods know that we do not? Yes. Do I think we are capable of comprehending those things? Yes. Of course the gods have long outlived us, and probably will. I am not so deluded as to believe that in my lifetime alone we can remove their influence. But over time, we will prove the true masters of ourselves and no longer need, require, or serve as the playthings of these gods. I may be a man ahead of my time, and so be it. But for all those who suffer without the chosen favor of a selective God, we will be here to nurture and help and support. And he kind of turns from you at this moment and steps back up on the box. So, my friends, whether you believe in a god or no, whether you pay homage to a god or no, know that we here amongst the faithless, we will protect you. We will help you. Should your child need clothes or shoes, come to us. We will help you without asking for anything in return. We are here to serve one another. Together as mortals, only then can we overthrow the shackles that those deific entities that created us thousands and thousands of eons ago put upon us. It is time for us to realize our own truth, that we are more powerful than the gods. Enjoy your day. And part of the crowd claps for him, and part of the crowd is kind of hemming and hawing, and a few people, specifically people closer to you, Spoot, are like, yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Like the Dawnbreaker is great. Like we love this guy. Like various. It seems to be a very mixed bag as to what the response is. This is when Defect and Nereus, you guys heard the crowd going. Nereus, as you approach the crowd, during that final statement, you saw up on the box the figure robed in gray, steel metal mask with red glowing eyes, and you saw him.
I did. I did.
Yep.
Wait, is this a different person than I saw?
No, it's the masked figure that you saw.
Okay, gotcha.
Apparently that means something to Nereus.
Defect, you see the two individuals, like the heavily armored ones with like the kind of like various colored eyes. They the group of the four of these people like kind of step down and begin walking away. And some people like catch them and like talk to them, and you see that people like some people stop and talk to them, other people like give them a wide berth. It's it's that kind of street preacher reaction. Like some people really buy into it and other people think it's bupkis.
Right.
But you all kind of see this as you regroup.
Can I describe an action as this is happening? And
Yes. Yeah.
People are dispersing. I think Spoot might be a little caught up and perhaps unsure what to do, but a gut reaction is to anyone that's around that does speak to him, like saying like, I mean, yeah, which charitable acts are of course good. Maybe they're doing good things for people. I'm so sorry that there have been clerics that have treated you badly. If anyone wants to talk about religion or my God or has any doubts, like, and just sort of like engaging in that if there's anyone around that is listening, trying to keep some of the crowd that might be.
Make a persuasion check, Spoot.
Oh no!
Yeah, go for it. Make that roll.
7.
You kind of like go around and like talk to people, and people were like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't want to talk about your God or religion. I gotta go now.
I should have not said anything.
But you all reconvene at this moment to share your various successes or not.
Well, I can't tell if that was embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Olive, were you here for that?
I was. I think you might need to work on your delivery.
I do appreciate your honesty.
Maybe if we get you some slacks, a button down, and a tie.
I am naked.
I thought you were wearing a sombrero.
I am from the temple down. Well, that was interesting to fill you two in. Two people that I'm pretty sure have celestial heritage just went up to support that strange masked person in trying to sway the crowds against the gods. And they seem to be very more persuasive than myself.
I mean, there's probably a lot of pent-up things people wish to get out, and sometimes anger's the only outlet.
I'm a little disappointed. I never even mentioned Farling once. I just got very caught up in that. And, yeah. How did the pitch go?
I need 100 gold.
Yes.
Well,
We got him into the matches there, and I don't have to give her 400.
That's good.
I guess that's better.
Still don't know how I feel about pushing Defect into a fight.
I
It's not that I
don't
don't
think
believe
we
in you,
pushed
Defect. It's just
Defect. I mean, I signed him up for the weapons fights.
not Eris. Adis.
I signed Nordadis up for the weapons fights, so at least I don't think he'll be going fisticuffs. I think the blue fights are the weapon ones, right?
Yeah. They are the
Yeah.
blunted weapons kind of deal.
Be really hilarious if you signed him up for a match and was like, I don't think he dies. I signed him up for a red match. That's fine.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, just a rock throwing contest. That's all.
Yeah.
What was that? Subtle spell, giant ape.
Blunt weapon here.
Right. But yeah, I just need 100 gold because they kind of pissed at Defect, and also the sign-ups are closed, so they have to kick somebody off the roster. So I'm just gonna borrow this really quick. Excuse me, Grrrig. I'm just gonna take 100 gold from the bag and then run back to the promoter.
I'll follow along.
I gotta.
All right, yeah. You return to her. She takes your gold, and she says, "All right, you'll be the 5th fight in 2 days."
All right, where do I bring my client?
Bring it through the fighter's door, and she gives you directions around to the other side of the arena.
All right, and your name?
Cressa,
Good doing business with you, Cressa.
you too, Nereus.
I'm sure this will be profitable for both of us.
Better be.
Oh, it will. And I'll head back to the
Could
party.
I mean, right before we leave, could I do an insight check on Cressa?
Yeah, sure.
Because the fact that I rolled a 1, it's still eating at me. So,
Okay.
insight. An 8.
Seems on the level.
I
Yeah,
don't
alright.
trust any of this, and I hate it.
I know.
At least it was only 100 gold.
I know, but the thing is, like, Marius isn't, insightful enough to think
What?
to check the person. She
That's
looks
instead-
official.
Instead, Spoot was left trying
To the
to have
sash on. That's very official.
a
All right, yeah,
persuasive
exactly.
I'm still concerned that, we've walked into town with someone who has a bounty on his head, and so we're going to make a spectacle of him.
It would be good. People love drama.
battle. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it'll
I
be
read
like
this
I've
book.
learned that hanging out with humans. They love drama.
I read this book once called One Tree Hill.
Oh, God.
that sounds like a very okay.
So, you return to the group. You reunite. What would you like to do? You have quite a few leads and things going on.
Right,
So I
so the-
take it didn't go well against the masked guy, no?
Do you, define well.
I don't know. I mean, he seemed very energetic.
yeah, I'm
I
not
don't-
sure that there was a winning solution to that.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, he's one of them. So
One of them. What?
the cult.
The hand cult?
No, the ones that chased me out of town, the ones that chased me out of my home in Laurenton.
Something tells me that we should do something about this. If he's just trying to persuade hapless and understandably frustrated individuals, this can't be good, right? What do you know about the people with the glowing eyes?
What people with glowing eyes?
You know, the ones that have eyes that don't look like yours, and I point at Olive's, who presumably has normal eyes.
Olive has definitely normal eyes. Very boring normal eyes.
I don't know. They look pretty. My eyes
They
are
do
normal.
They do look pretty. I don't know why. I wasn't talking about your eyes, but
I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't have different eyes, so why would I know anything about them? I just think they look pretty.
Being coy? Because I think there's something important about that.
Am I being coy?
Are we in a Meisner game right now?
Who's that?
Are we in a Meisner game right now? Stop it. Spoot's trying to think of how to roleplay. I'm trying to think of how to roleplay this with Spoot, not just talking about it. I mean, I think there is some significance to the people they brought up on stage as examples. And I don't know much about them, but it seems to me like they have some sort of celestial heritage.
The masked man did say that as well. Like,
he did.
That's true. He did point that out.
he pointed out that these two individuals, like, have some connection to the deities, and they have chosen to believe in his arguments.
Perhaps this isn't the place to talk about this, near as I understand, but it seems to me, I'm just trying to make sense of all of this. It seems to me that there may be a connection that you may have to all this that might help us understand. They were certainly very interested in you, and I know you've told us a bit about your past. I don't know how similar or dissimilar it may be to these two individuals I saw today. It doesn't seem like they are a common occurrence, so it definitely struck me that there were two of them here.
I mean, if we're counting people with pupilless eyes and glowy and shit, there's been 4. So.
And the last two were friends of yours.
I've noticed a lot.
One of them was a friend. The other one was the boring one in the bath.
Sure. They had matching glowing eyes.
Did they? I wasn't paying that much attention. I kind of fell asleep during the first one.
They both had white eyes. As opposed to these people had red eyes? Red eyes.
One had white and one had yellow.
The masked dude had red eyes.
The eyes of the the eyes of the mask were glowing red, at least.
I mean, no humans or half-orcs or turtles or anything are all the same, so why can't there be variations of my people?
Sure, but eyes are weird.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's not my area of expertise.
Fair.
So, I think I'm done for the day. Our defect is the 5th match, and I spoke to Cressa.
And when?
The 5th match during the competition.
So that's still a couple of days away.
2 days. Defect, you better bring your A game. Because my reputation's on stake.
Do you have a reputation?
I don't know, but as a promoter, I might start to get one.
Sure. And we have to go back to the wizard in 3 days.
Mm-hmm. And then we have to take down that theft in 2 days in the center of the arena.
So Defect's fight is on the same day as the party.
Yes, all of it's the same day.
Yeah.
Cool. What are we going to do for the next... So we've got 2 days to come up with a plan.
Well, you have one day.
1 day.
Okay.
Because it's getting to be like early evening, late afternoon at this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we can go back to the tavern and talk about a plan. I mean, we don't really need a plan for the competition. That's all on this one. But and Nereus will point over to Defect.
Can we do something to give him an advantage? Like, are they going to check him for magic and shit?
I would rather not cheat. if I don't have to?
Well, I would know, right, Jared? So I can
You
tell.
know that any kind of like magical assistance is heavily frowned upon, and while magic is used in the matches, it is used to blunt weapons and stuff like that. Magical items that like enhance people and stuff like that are frowned upon. So, like, in other words, if you cheat, you're probably going to get in trouble.
Fair.
I mean,
Fair.
if anything, I'd just keep an eye out for other people trying some wily things.
Right?
But
So we
I
have.
think
I
we
hit
more
him
need to come. I think we more need to come up with a plan for stopping the theft, if there is going to be one. Hopefully, we can just have Defect win the championship.
That seems like a lot to bet on. Not that I don't have all of the confidence in Defect's abilities, but he's not even in the championship match. He's in a first round match
Yes, but it's all in one
Right.
day.
in the same
I
day.
could crawl
Yeah,
from
it's
the
all
bottom.
the same day. We killed the fucking Dracolich. I think he can take on a couple people from the town.
Right?
Do we have
It's
to fight
destiny,
the
it's
people
meant to
from
be.
the town?
What?
Do we have to fight the people from the town?
Defect does.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in the arena?
Yeah, in the arena.
Do you think if I hit him with some death ward, just, to be safe?
Well, this isn't
They
the
would
red
kill-
match.
Yeah, but aren't they gonna know who he is when he gets in the ring?
I don't think they're gonna kill him in a match where they're not allowed to kill.
Well, you know Wynten better than I, so
I-
seems like a very safe place.
Oh.
Now that you say it.
I don't. I know they have rules, and they seem to abide by those rules. At least to my knowledge. If someone tries anything to kill Defect, I do have a bunch of magic I can throw.
And Nearest, go ahead and make a history check for me real quick.
Oh lord.
Yeah, go for it.
No, hold on. Sorcery point.
Do you want some guidance? It's too late.
That's better.
What'd you get?
19.
19. Okay. So, you have come to Wynten a couple times on the ship as part of a crew, and you have actually been to the arena once.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've heard and gotten kind of a gist of the arena. You know that, like, the rules are heavily enforced by the pitmaster, who is a very intimidating orc, and he does not suffer or does not appreciate when people try to like push and bend the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So like if people try to cheat or like hurl magic from the crowd or anything like that, not only does the fighter, whichever side the magic is benefiting, that fighter gets kicked out and in trouble and fined. The caster also gets punished as well.
Okay.
And the council that runs Wynten, the Reckon Council in the Reckon Hall, they pretty much let him do it. So he's got his own little like kingdom here.
It's the Vatican City of Wynten.
Kinda.
Oh no.
Except more fighting, less Jesus.
Well, yeah. Just like
You heard of the
independent
Crusades?
rule.
Well, there's,
Just
I
kidding.
mean, yes, there's a lot
More
of,
like Disney.
well, they were,
Yeah.
Well,
because DeSantis is an idiot, but hey.
So
Your Florida taxpayers have $4 billion to pay off.
So Defect, what rules did you break that got you run out of here the last time?
You left
I
him
guess I
in the
never did
match,
tell you.
no?
No, I didn't really break any rules per se, but the people who represented me put me up in a match in which I was going to be killed and destroyed. And it was during that match when I was close to death that Grrrig here jumped in and saved me. And together we got out of the pit and just bounced out of Dodge.
Got out by magical means or by running?
I think we just ran.
You broke through the door.
My backstory here. No, we just ran. Well, Grrrig did some magic stuff in the ring to protect me, and fun fact, guys, that's when I first learned how to rage and channel my inner strength.
Well, now you've gotten really good at it, so hopefully you can do a lot better in these matches. I mean, and this time you get to use an axe.
I think if I can put on a good show, the people will be on my side.
Who doesn't love a good underdog story?
It's true. I'm just trying to figure out, what is the pitmaster going to be looking to accuse you of, fairly or not?
He broke a bunch of stuff, the lady said, and there's a bunch of repair fees and whatnot,
Lost
so probably
money
just
on the match,
some lost
probably.
money.
I'm sure there was a huge wager on the match if it was fixed.
Sure.
Yeah,
Not that
and
Spoot would know anything about
I think
this.
once chaos broke out, it made everyone else start fighting. So, there was that damage, but it wasn't directly because of me.
Sure.
I believe you, Spoot.
I don't disbelieve you. I'm
Not
just
even
thinking about how it would have looked to the pitmaster if,
I'm sorry, I just got flashbacks to trying to explain everything I did wrong in high school. It wasn't because of me.
It was clearly this other guy.
He
I
called
was
me an
there,
idiot.
but it wasn't me.
I mean, I didn't stop him.
Oh, Lord.
Carry on.
Just
Sorry, carry on.
one thing led to another, and all of a sudden things were out of my control, and Grrrig was there, and I was there, and we looked at each other, and we became best friends, and we just left. Everyone else just kept on fighting, and the rest is history. Now there's a bounty on me.
The lady didn't mention anything about a bounty, so maybe they didn't take it out. Yeah.
And now I'm trying to think through how I should approach this. If she's able to get this person sick, and I step into their place, do I pretend to be them all the way through? Do I?
We'll find out when we get there.
my-
I mean, I'm sure someone will tell you.
Yeah. Guess we'll cross that fallen tree over a river when we cross it. That is the saying, right?
Your muscles look
Yes.
amazing today, Defect.
History check?
Thank you, number
on the
2 fan.
phrase?
Spoot, that is not the phrase at all.
Nereus basically just told him he's really pretty.
Does Spoot know what
Mind
the
you-
phrase is?
He's still in disguise.
Spoot,
Yeah, I know, but
It's true, right?
do you ever know what Defect is saying, really? Is it
I
possible?
mean, sometimes we have connected. And over
Connected
Torpedo
over-
last.
Confusion.
Exactly. and battle tactics, which is odd for me, I think.
cleric, death cleric.
Spoot would like to think it's odd for him.
We'll see how
But
far
it's really
these
not.
Yeah, so-
infidels push Spoot.
as you are kind of walking around, lanterns are being lit. The sun is going down. People are packing away wares that they've been selling. Taverns are getting rowdy again. The streets are filling with drunks and revelers. Thank you.
Revelers.
Revelers. And there's music pouring out of many places. Discordant, not together. It is getting to be that time of night. What are y'all gonna do? You gonna head back to the Black Pearl where you have rooms that you paid for?
Sounds like bagpipes.
Oh no. No,
actually,
once
there is a distinct sound of bagpipes coming from one particular tavern. Indeed.
I mean, the what he described could be nothing less than what we've heard from bagpipes so far.
No.
I love the bagpipes.
Yeah.
And
There's bagpipe music coming out of a tavern that has a lot. That sounds like it has a lot of foot stomping going on in it.
we should go there.
I will meet you guys back at the Black Pearl.
This seems like it's much more our speed than that hoity-toity place we're staying.
Okay, but seriously, we shouldn't split up. I'm not entirely sure that there's not an ambush waiting for us somewhere from that goblin that ran off after spying.
We already paid for the Black
Grrrig.
Pearl.
Yes, and we're losing money a lot, so I think we should just go to the Black Pearl. Well, we're poor. We didn't really say that.
We'll just
But
need
still
to
say
go
this-
and slay something or sell something.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense to go to the Black Pearl since we paid for it already. I think we should just be on our toes.
And it
Does
seems
Olive
we're
just doesn't
gonna
like
be
it
at-
there.
I don't much.
It also
either, but
seems like we're going to be safest there.
I hope
So
that
true.
is true.
Actually,
people
speaking
looking
of,
for
heading
us
back,
have checked that we return there. But yes,
yeah, I was going to say, I'm sorry,
coming and going
heading
from
back,
there.
yeah, heading
One
back to
at a
the Black
time.
Pearl,
Yeah,
there's like, no, it's
You
okay.
both keep
Heading back
pausing,
to the Black Pearl.
waiting for the other to go, and then you both keep starting again.
Foul, delay a game.
All right, heading back to the Black Pearl. Do we see anyone suspicious still outside, kind of staking out the place, waiting for a certain defect to come out?
In front of the Pearl?
Yeah.
So you arrive back at the Pearl. And outside you see the rotund tiefling is outside. Is outside. Classy Nick, as he is called.
Mm-hmm.
And he is in the process of throwing out two ruffian-looking types, kind of chucking them across the street, being like, "You don't come in here looking for patrons unless you are one, you bastards! Keep out!" And he just kind of like throws them and kicks them, and they go scampering off.
We'll dodge the flying ruffians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we avoid this?
Yeah, you see this happen. He doesn't throw them
What are you
at
looking
you.
for?
He doesn't throw them at you.
Does a 16 hit your AC?
Damn it.
The two ruffians go into a little pile of hopefully water, and
Street liquid.
and scamper off into the night. And he kind of just like cleans his hands, and kind of like tucks his shirt back in under his like half plate kind of armor. And you walk up, and he just kind of like looks at you as you approach and nods to you all and gestures you inside, opens the door for you.
As we're walking past, I'm just gonna go, that was great technique.
Thanks, it's my job. And you enter the lush establishment that is the Black Pearl. Inside, there does appear there is a lutist playing a little bit of a kind of low key like background elevator music kind of deal, like ding 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 and ding 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 ding. Just kind of gentle strumming as various patrons are enjoying food and wine and various other beverages. Do you want to accomplish anything, or are you just going to bed?
I think any talking we have to do, we should do in a room and not here in the bar.
I mean, I don't. We still have a full day, so I
Right.
think
Tomorrow, right?
if anything, we can sit on some thoughts tonight and speak upon it tomorrow.
Yes. I still think we
Agreed.
should speak about it not in an open tavern.
I still think I should have bought some more spell components so I could commune with my god.
You had enough time. You could have bought stuff. What did you want?
I gotta go back and look in the list, which I can do in a moment.
Well, don't say that and not know what you wanted to buy.
Yeah,
I mean, I
really.
made a list last time. It's just I gotta go back and look at it.
Yeah, you can head back up to your rooms. That's totally fine. Pastel at the bar does kind of like look at Defect or the Adis, whatever, and because he knows, because he
Saw it.
saw you leave.
Yeah.
Or what? Rather, they know. I keep doing that, and I'm so sorry. They are a they pronoun person, little halfling. They like look at you and they kind of nod in your direction. And you
Not back.
and you see Spark is chatting with various people, and she kind of gives your group a little like, "Hello, lovies." And you can go up to your rooms.
Food and then rooms.
Yeah.
Well, dinner's included. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Yep. Yeah. You get a plate of the basic kind of like lodgings, which like while plain, it's very good and flavorful. Like the quality is good, even if it is simpler. You see that other patrons have like paid more for like more elaborate or expensive meals. But the food you get is quite good. They've like done custom orders or something.
We ain't fancy.
Nah, it's all good. But you can turn in for the evening. Your day well spent. Matt, did you find what you wanted to procure?
Yeah, I was just about to send you a message, actually. Some of this will depend on whether or not, after all the money we spent, Grrrig wants to give me more.
Well, what do you got?
I was looking for a focus. It's worth 1,000. But
Do you not have a spellcasting focus?
It's a different kind of
focus.
focus. What kind of focus is it?
For scrying, so it needs to be
Oh.
So like an orb or something.
yeah, like
Crystal
kinda
ball.
Crystal ball-y, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of focus would you want? Like
I
it can
turn
it can be like a mirror or an orb, or
I turn that Haggai
Oh.
into a focus.
you don't have the Haggai
Oh.
anymore.
What
We
did
give
we
it
do?
away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to remove it from my inventory then. I don't
Yeah.
know, some kind of like crystal ball type thing. I don't think Spoots in mirrors.
Yeah, you can find a crystal ball. That's not too difficult. You can find one for 1,000 gold.
I'll make note of this. And then I wanted to get. Oh my gosh, that's so expensive. 4 ivory strips for a total of 100 gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If possible.
yep. That's doable.
Not consumed. And about 250 gold worth of a religious incense.
What spells are these?
Yeah, all of those are easy enough to acquire.
That is
Got
for
my incense. Is my incense not good enough?
No.
No.
My incense? Oh, my incense.
Yes. Olive carries around horrible incense as a thing.
I would love to consume that in some kind of spell so it disappears, but no, it will not do.
No, this is very specific sanctified incenses.
This is for legend lore,
Oh.
which I'm sure will be useful at some point. And oh gosh, there's so many, but I'm really trying to keep it to the essentials. So I think that'll do. The other ones we should talk about maybe as a party because they're very expensive but possibly worth it. But I think that'll do for now.
Okay, cool.
That's already like 1,350 gold.
Great. Yeah, just track it all and deduct it from the appropriate account and money holder and whatnot.
Fortunate part about being a caster that needs components. I just make things go boom.
Well, any of your spells that still have a material cost, you still need that. So.
No, mine just make things go boom.
Yeah.
I purposely selected cheap spells.
Right. Yeah.
They just cost my time and effort.
Yeah. But yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I have very few spells that consume components.
Yeah.
My most expensive.
It's a cleric and wizard thing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
My most expensive spell is teleportation circle.
Yeah, that'll eat up some stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. You all clamber into your various rooms and shut down, pull into your shells, get some rest.
There are turtles here not told me about.
You are a turtle.
Just kidding.
You sleep in your shell, and that's why you sleep on the floor.
You said shells plural, so I got excited.
I mean, you don't know everyone who's staying here. You've only really chatted with one person.
That's what I'm saying. We should meet him. Sorry.
But yeah, you all get a full long rest. You all wake up the next day, recongregate down for breakfast. Grrrig is not there.
Oh, bugger.
Tune in next week.
Yep. That's where we will end tonight's episode of Nuuli Forged.
Can't handle it.
Good job, everyone. You made directional choices. Yeah, very cool.
That is the kind of feedback I was hoping for.
Yeah, hey, you impacted the world and it responded. Good job.
Yep. Yep. Still solid.
Yeah. But really, well done, everyone. It was a lot of fun tonight. Got to do some fun chitter chat. So good job. And you learned a lot.
We did learn a lot.
I
took a page and a half of notes.
Excellent.
That is excellent. We're going to rely on those next week, I'm so sure.
Let's hope they make any sense when I go to read them again.
As Ives Got It in chat says, choices were made, a reassuring observation.
Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes the reason is that you've made poor choices.
Hey, they're only poor choices if they hurt you in the end. Or the front.
Yeah, that is in fact what we're concerned about.
Just like that natural one, the defect rolled, but we still found somebody.
Yeah. No worries.
Still makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be.
Yep.
That's right. I made a religious and political enemy today, so.
Of my enemies, so.
Of your enemies. Of which I'm sure
your enemies are my enemies of their enemies.
They are now.
Cool.
You know
Yeah,
what?
it makes me think of those. Go ahead, Matt. No? Oh, me. All right. No, it makes me think of those Telltale video games where you make a choice and then, some random character will remember this. And you start to freak out. And you're like, wait, did I make the right choice? I
can't play those games.
Do the right thing?
It stresses me out so much.
That's me playing Dragon Age or Mass Effect, some choice I made in the first.
Does that mean they like me or they hate me? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I can't play them.
Right. What are they remembering? Is it a good thing? Yeah.
Okay, Matt, you go.
Oh, I kind of forgot, actually.
You were going to say something.
Well, Matt, it is very important for you to answer one question.
Yeah, he's supposed to answer the question.
Oh.
Has Spoot...
One moment, time out. Sorry. This happens before. I'm so sorry. There's food here.
What's happening?
His food has arrived.
Oh, his food is
I
here.
have
Okay.
to go to bed.
Oh, Tanner, I'm sorry.
I'm so tired.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, damn it. Well, then we'll go around and say goodbyes, and
Yeah,
we'll make Matt
I'll
answer
start.
when he comes back. So let's start up in this corner. Say goodbyes, plugs, whatever. We'll start up in this corner with Defect.
Me. I'm Defect. Mike. Thank you guys for watching. Have a lovely night, and we will see you next week.
Excellent. Moving on down to below me, we have Olive.
Hey, I've been Olive. I will be Sarah going forward, and thanks for watching. And oh, hey, we have a bunch of social media things. We're Nuuli Forged everywhere. Nuuli Forged. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Am I forgetting one?
No.
No. We're
TikTok.
still not doing TikTok.
No,
Not yet.
TikToks.
Follow
no
us
dances
and
yet.
follow and subscribe and do whatever you do on all those platforms to appreciate us, because we're here. I don't know. That's all I got. Thanks
great.
for watching, guys.
Hopping on over into this corner down here, we got Nereus.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I've been playing Nereus, and I will see you next week.
Wonderful. And then moving on up into that corner. Nope, that corner over there. We have Spoot. Spoot. The question you must answer is.
I'm gonna dip out. I gotta go get ready. So I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye,
Bye,
Nereus.
Tanner. See
Bye,
ya.
Tanner.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Has Spoot ever been in love?
Woof. That's a tough one. Yes.
Okay.
That's all you get.
End of story.
Yeah.
Secrets.
Fair.
All right.
All right. Also, say goodbyes and do all the things that we normally do at this time.
Hi. I'm so good at this part. I'm Matt. I've been playing Spoot, and we'll return again as Spoot next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, so Jared and I might have met up and recorded a new podcast episode that could be coming out in a week or so. I don't know. That's what word on the street is. Jared will tell you more.
Yep. And I've been Jared, your humble dungeon master here at Nuuli Forged. Big thank you to I've Got It in chat for being the best mod around, hanging out with us each and every week. We love you very much, I've Got It. Big thank you for Walt24, Walt94, for
Figure out how to do this hard someday.
for giving us our first 100 bits. 100 bits.
Yay, bits!
That's amazing. I'm not sure exactly what it does. It's some form of currency in Twitch land, but we'll figure it out.
Yay, we love bits.
Yeah, we love bits. And like bits, if you have enjoyed us, you now can choose to donate to us. If you want to do that, you can, absolutely. You don't have to, but it's there. It's an option. Matt and I have indeed recorded the first episode of Season 2 of Mid-Level Adventurers, which will be available in a couple weeks. It's a busy couple weeks for me, so editing is going to be tough.
Fair.
It is also possible to listen to episode 21 of Season 1 now on YouTube, where we talk about combat in D&D. So if you have combat questions, give that a listen on our YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, and you can maybe get a couple answers and figure out some craziness.
Or just more questions. Who knows?
Or just more questions, in which case, write to us, and we'll try to answer them in a later episode. In the meantime, we're going to raid some Total Party Chill. Total Party Chill is a great place to be and hang out. I hang out with them a lot. They're really cool. They do a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, we're going to do that. And we will see you all back here next week for episode 82. Episode 83
Whoa.
of Nuuli
Wow.
Forged. We'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.